Welcome to the WION podcast, where we explore fascinating stories and ideas from various fields. In this episode, we uncover a brutal reality of modern air warfare, asking why even elite fighter jets can be overwhelmed before a dogfight begins. We explain the missile sponge trap and how missile swarms, numbers, and timing could turn Bangladesh's Eurofighter Typhoon into a target that simply cannot survive. In military slang, a sponge is a target that is forced to absorb so much enemy fire that it eventually dies, regardless of how good its armor or defenses are. The Eurofighter Typhoon has incredible defensive systems, but it is not magic. It has a limit. If you fire one missile at it, it will likely survive. If you fire 12 missiles at it simultaneously, it runs out of options. It becomes a sponge, absorbing attacks until one finally gets through. Reports suggest Bangladesh might acquire a single squadron. India operates over 272 SU-30 MKIs, plus Rafales and Tejas jets. In an aerial engagement, India wouldn't send one jet to fight one jet. They would send swarms. A standard Indian combat patrol might consist of 4 to 8 Su-30s. This creates an immediate 4-to-1 or 8-to-1 numerical advantage. The Eurofighter isn't fighting a pilot, it's fighting a crowd. This is where the sponge effect becomes real. A single Indian Su-30 MKI is a heavy air superiority fighter with 12 weapon stations. It can easily carry 6 to 8 medium-range missiles while still having fuel to fight. If a formation of 4 Su-30s engages a single Eurofighter, they can collectively launch a volley of 24 to 30 missiles in seconds. When a pilot sees a missile coming, they must perform high-G maneuvers to trick the missile's guidance. This is called kinematic defeat. However, every hard turn bleeds speed and altitude. The Eurofighter is agile, but after dodging the first 3 missiles, it is now flying slower and lower. It has bled all its energy. When the 4th, 5th, and 6th missiles arrive seconds later, the jet is a sitting duck with no energy left to maneuver. Fighters use chaff and flares to confuse radar and heat-seeking missiles. A Eurofighter carries a limited number of these cartridges. Against a saturation attack, the pilot is forced to dump these countermeasures rapidly. Once the chaff and flares are empty, which happens in less than 2 minutes of intense combat, the jet is naked. The next missile hits. The missile sponge effect happens beyond visual range. The Bangladeshi pilot might never even see the Indian jets. India's strategy would likely be to use the Su-30s as missile trucks, launching waves of Astra missiles from 80 kilometers away. They don't need to score a direct hit with the first shot. They just need to force the Eurofighter to turn, defend, and panic. The Indian pilots stay safe. The Bangladeshi pilot is trapped in a defensive spiral he cannot escape. Ultimately, the missile sponge effect is about cost. India can afford to fire $20 million worth of missiles to destroy a $120 million Eurofighter. It is a favorable trade. By purchasing a small number of expensive jets, Bangladesh is creating high-value targets. India can simply overwhelm them with volume. In this scenario, the Eurofighter doesn't operate as a weapon of war. It operates merely as a very expensive target that soaks up Indian missiles before being destroyed. Thanks for tuning into this incredible story. If this episode resonated with you, don't forget to hit the like and subscribe button for more captivating stories to come. Stay tuned.